Let me guess. You woke up late again. Well, the first thing I used to do was grab my phone, scroll, first things first for 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. 2 hours passes by. I'm still in my bed, scrolling. I used to get up all sluggish. I used to hate myself the moment I got out of bed. Why? Because I wasted 2 hours in bed doing absolutely nothing. And now I feel lazy, I feel lethargic, I just feel like I feel unmotivated. I just feel like crap and I feel bad about it. I used to sit at my desk to start my assignment, which was due the same day. But of course, I couldn't do it. I felt lazy. I felt lethargic. I felt like demotivated. I didn't want to do it. It felt like a wall was in between my work. And so when the work got hard, the first thing I did was grab my phone and start doom scrolling again. 30 minutes later, 1 hour later, even more hatred now. Because I wasted an hour by doing nothing. And now I truly feel depressed. Now I truly feel like I couldn't change my life anymore. I felt like my life was gone, finished. And despite trying to change and telling myself, I'm gonna work hard tomorrow, I'm gonna wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, I couldn't do it. I couldn't change. You are a direct result of your actions. You loathe your own weakness. You loathe your own laziness. A lot of videos like this is going to tell you, oh, you have to figure out your purpose and you have to do this and that. I'm not going to tell you to figure out your purpose, akhi. Listen, there is enough reason for why we should be productive, strong people on self-improvement. The devils and the shayateen of this world, they want us to be weak, akhi. They want us distracted. They want us fat, lazy, lethargic. They want us so they can use us and extract all of our energy for their goals and therefore their desires. You know, what if I told you that the reason why we have all the stupid BS in the world right now is because of weak men and the shayateen, their plans are working. And now you're seeing it, akhi. The feminism stuff is infiltrating the Muslim woman. Imagine that. Our Muslim sisters are being infiltrated by feminism now because of weak men that are attracted to them, that are letting them do whatever. Like, that are simps, literally simps. Marriage rates are declining and they're hitting the lowest of the low because us men, we can't really take responsibility over our lives anymore. Men have zero values, literally zero values, and we live like zombies. No wonder why no one respects us. No wonder why we're not looked at. No wonder why men are so depressed. And the suicide rates reflect that. Men are more likely, and actually men suicide 4 times more than women. And that was in 2022. It's probably worse now. However, I'm a believer and I know it's true that we are a result of our actions and we deserve what happens to our life. That might sound harsh, akhi, but Allah says in the Quran in Surah Najm verse 39, and that a man shall have what he has striven for. Allah legitimately tells us in the Quran directly that a man will have what he has striven for. That means a man will get what he has striven for. So if a man has striven for failure, if a man wastes his life, he will get that as a result. And there are many other hadiths and there's also many other ayahs in the Quran that talk about you are a result of your actions. So how much more of a reason do we need to change our life? When can us, me and you and other Muslim brothers, when can we have this level of brotherhood where we're all building this insane project to benefit the ummah, to benefit our life? When can we have that brotherhood where either people look up to us or our enemies look at us with, like, they start pissing their pants because of how scared they are, because they see Muslims as the elites of this world? When can we look at ourselves at the mirror, jacked out of our minds, and first be grateful to Allah for giving us that body, that amana? When can we experience life with a beautiful woman who obeys us, who respects us, and who loves us to the point where, like, 1 or 2 hours before we even enter home after work, she gets all excited and jumping around. She starts, getting things ready for you. Because the Prophet Muhammad's wife and his wives used to prepare before he came home. When can you look at yourself at the mirror and be like, yeah, you know what? All grateful to Allah that I did the right actions to end up where I am today. And that starts with changing yourself and getting on to your improvement. Starting to self-improve yourself. And that also starts with subscribing to this channel. So take responsibility of your life. As I mentioned earlier, you are a result of your actions. We understand that and we know that is true, which also means you cannot expect to get a different result by doing the same things every time. Let me explain. If you keep eating McDonald's do not expect yourself to get a six-pack. Self-explanatory, right? Most of us, 90% of us, fail to acknowledge this and fail to take it in. We have to admit our faults. And I have to credit Muad for this, Halal Muad, may Allah bless him. I have to credit him for this. Because in one of his videos, he really reminded us that we have to admit our faults. We have to remind ourselves that we are not what we think we are. We are not always right. In fact, most of the times we're wrong, and that we don't know everything about the world, and that we're literally nothing but slaves. The first step to fixing a problem is to remove the ego and arrogance out of our heart and to understand that we have a problem in the first place. The first step to fixing a problem is to know that there is a problem in the first place. We have to realize that if we don't change anything now, like right now as I'm speaking, we're not gonna change it later, and we're never going to change. If you just thought of, I'll finish the rest of the video after, or I'm gonna do what he says after. If you procrastinate on what I tell you to do, just know that I hope you stay the same. And this sounds harsh, but you deserve to be depressed and not successful in whatever field you want to be in. And this sounds so harsh, but life is unfair, akhi. Listen, life is unfair. I don't make the choice. I don't make the choice for you to stay depressed. You make the choice for you to stay depressed. Life is unfair. No one is going to give you a handout. No one is going to be your friend. No one is going to pick your hand up and say, oh yeah, come here, I'll give you $1 million. No one is. It's either you choose to do it or you don't. It comes to a decision, and it comes with, do you really want to change and do you want to be mature, right? This video is not like the other ones where I'm going to give you a few tactics. Okay, this is what you would do, this is what you do. No, is you make the decision right now as I'm speaking. Say it with me right now, bro. Say yes or no. Do you want to change your life? I'm going to say yes. I want to change my life. I want to be strong. I want to be the best version of myself. I want to look at myself in the mirror and be like, yeah, I'm Allah's soldier, bro. I have this fire blood inside of me. I don't want to live an average life, because your future self is completely dictated by what you do and what you say and what you choose to do right now. So your first step is not to buy 20 self-improvement books. Your first step is not to wake up at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. Your first step is not to just start eating vegetables and cabbages and like lettuce and stuffing it down your throat. That's not your first step. That's not what self-improvement is. Your first step is to admit that you're wrong, and your first step is to admit that I have to change my ways, or else I will stay the same for the rest of my life and no one is coming to help me. And you know the saying, Allah helps those who help themselves. And so your first step is to really think about yourself and be like, okay, if I don't change anything, then nothing's gonna change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So I have to admit that I don't know everything and that I have to change my ways to get a different result. It's like you booked a flight to Medina, but then you took Air India. Air India doesn't go to Medina. You're gonna go to India instead of going to Medina. So you have to go to the right plane. You have to go onto the right direction and the right vehicle. And it's the same thing. If you want a six-pack, you cannot be eating McDonald's. Okay, the answer I'm gonna be telling you and what to do, your ego is gonna hurt. You're not gonna like what I say, and you're gonna think it's too easy and I'm way bigger than this. All I'm going to be telling you to do is literally start doing 5 push-ups every single morning. Just when you wake up, get out of bed and do 5 push-ups. And you're gonna tell me, oh, what the heck, bro? I knew it. He's gonna tell me to do something easy, but then doing 5 push-ups is not gonna help me. Doing 5 push-ups is not gonna change my life. But I bet you right now that your future self is gonna do anything to go back to your position and to tell you, bro, just do your 5 push-ups. Do your 5 push-ups every single morning and see how much you change. Because this is how you start getting the ball rolling. This is how you start prioritizing your future self. Instead of waking up and scrolling, isn't it just better just to do 5 push-ups anyway? Isn't it better just to do your 5 push-ups and be like, okay, I did something good in the morning. I'm successing. It's better than doing 0 push-ups. 5 push-ups is better than doing 0 push-ups. And if I did 5 push-ups for 365 days, let me tell you, I don't know the math, but that's a lot of push-ups per year, more than you probably did in the last 3 years. And what that's gonna happen is you will get results if that what's matter. But you're not supposed to do push-ups really for getting muscle. You go to the gym for that. You do push-ups so you can get the ball rolling, so you can start getting disciplined, so you can start prioritizing your future self. Instead of scrolling, you get up and do push-ups. What if instead going to your phone right away, all you did is you placed your phone on your desk instead of your bed, right? That's my bed behind me, and that's my bedside table. Instead of putting my phone on my bedside table, I would put my phone here at my desk. So even when I wake up, of course, then I would grab my phone, but then my phone is not there. So what I have to do is I have to get out of bed and then get my phone. By the time you're gonna be out of bed, trust me, you're gonna think about brushing your teeth, or you're gonna think about eating breakfast. That's how you start prioritizing your future self. It's not about waking up and waking up at 6:30 and then I'm on the grind, David Goggins, I'm gonna run 5 kilometers. That's not how it works, okay? It's very simple, it's very easy. And I'm sorry I sound like I'm really rude to you in this video. I sound like I'm really aggressive, but I need to really get this in your head that it's literally just taking baby steps. Please, I know it sounds like cliche advice, just please take this, because most cliche advice, most of it gets ignored. I swear to you, this is the only way to do it. Because as a baby, I don't know, you probably don't remember this, but as a baby, when you get up to walk, when you first learn to walk, you don't start running like David Goggins like as a baby. You really struggle. You fall down a lot of times, and it's even hard to stand up as a baby. You know this. It's really hard to just get up by yourself as a baby, like to just stand up, let alone walking. So it's the same thing. You're in a situation where you're vulnerable and your ego is in a very messed up place right now. So literally just imagine just doing 5 push-ups just think about this. Imagine doing 5 push-ups for the rest of the year. That would be more push-ups than you did in the last 3 years. So how is that not going to result in making progress? The last thing I want to leave you with is do something right now for your future self and to make your future self more successful and more happy. Do good habits that will make your future self more successful. Even if the good habits don't feel that good right now, even if going to the gym does not feel good, even if doing 5 push-ups feels pointless, do something that's going to make your future self more happy. Because all these years, okay, you've been doing something that made your future self worse. At the situation you're in right now, maybe you feel weak, maybe you feel depressed, maybe you don't have the body, maybe a lot of reasons. Let me be honest with you, okay? The reason why you feel so weak right now is because your younger self sacrificed your future self, your younger self sacrificed that for pleasure, for temporary pleasure, which resulted in long-term pain. Okay, your younger self took your happiness away from you. Your younger self thought to stop, it's okay, let me just play an extra 30 minutes of video games, let me just play an extra 2 hours of video games, let me just scroll a little bit more in the morning, let me just eat this McDonald's or whatever burger, hashtag boycott McDonald's. I understand that. Your younger self took your happiness away from you. Okay, I wish I can grab you by your younger self took your happiness away from you. Take that into consideration. And so this is why you're depressed, and I don't want your future self to be like this, okay? So what you want to do is prioritize and start doing the good habits that make your future self more successful. If that means scrolling less and less, if that means just doing 5 push-ups, maybe doing 10 push-ups after a month, if that means waking up and not scrolling right away, do something that your future self will thank you for. And that's what I want to end off. Hopefully it's benefited. Subscribe to join this movement, because honestly, this is one of my goals. I just want to have a group of Muslim brothers. I don't know if you watched the anime Tokyo Revengers, but it's like having like Tomon, like that group where everyone either looks up to you or everyone's scared of you in a good way, like your enemies are scared of you. And so I want to have that group of Muslim brothers, and the only way to do that is by having people that resonate with me and my message. Subscribe to join this group. Thank you for watching. Good luck on your journey, and come back to my videos if you need more help. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.